Hello, everybody. This is Jordan McKee.
And this is Kyle Hill.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about improving your business organization, how keeping your ducks in a row will lead to more ducks. And everybody knows that the more ducks, the better, right?
That's exactly right. And so let's jump right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about how we as a society, and not only us only in doTERRA, but we tend to have this problem that we are busy with busyness. And the concept is that sometimes we create these problems in our schedule, or we load ourselves up too much with things that maybe don't matter so much, or that could be put off till a little bit later because we need to focus on those items that matter the most.
Kyle and I have, we started about, I think, 5 businesses together. All 5 businesses have been profitable and successful. And I know that in our experience that we've had times that we are like these cavemen where we are too busy to take things that would be monumental in changing the way that we do business, would be huge, like the wheels for this wheelbarrow here.
Yeah.
And the problem is we're busy with busyness. And I guess to evaluate if you're in this same section or in this same area, I'll ask you the question of, have you ever had a day where you kept telling people, oh, I'm just so busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. And you get to the end of the day and you think, what did I even do today? I was so busy, or so I thought, but I have nothing that I didn't do anything. I didn't get anything done.
What did I accomplish
What
today?
do I have to show for all of this busyness? Was it worth missing my, son's baseball game? Was it worth skipping my friend's party because I was so busy and yet I didn't accomplish anything? And like Kyle said, we're just busy with busyness. And whether it's the idea of being busy or we're busy with things that aren't bringing real results, there's lots of different things. It really depends on who we're talking about. It's very individual. But the things that we're going to talk about today that will increase your organization will help no matter what the problem is in your busyness. It will really help you to prioritize your life and to just be more successful.
So one of the things that Jordan and I have noticed and struggled with when owning and operating our own businesses, and I'm sure many of you have felt the same way, we've had the idea that because I own my own company, I can work when I want, and I'm going to have more time for those things that I never had time for when working a 9-to-5 job. But the problem is that freedom seems to never come. It always seems to escape us because there's one more thing to do, because we're busy with busyness.
Yeah, and with doTERRA, I worked as an account manager for several years at doTERRA Corporate, and I would have so many wellness advocates coming looking like this poor woman in this picture, just completely overwhelmed with no idea what they're doing, feeling like they're losing their husband or their wife, feeling like they're letting their children down, feeling like they might go crazy if their phone buzzes one more time, or if they have to answer one more email from a needy downline member. And it was really this idea of, I jumped into doTERRA for freedom, and I find myself less free than I've ever been. And this is a huge problem. It's a huge problem for us. It's a huge problem for all wellness advocates and all business owners. And what we've been able to focus on, and what we're going to talk more about today, is how using some organizational tools will help you to gain that freedom back again, will help you to get a smile and more joy and happiness in your pursuits with your business, and less stress. And let me make sure I put a little disclaimer here, is being a business owner is a stressful thing. And there will be times where you will look like this, or at least you'll feel like this on the inside. But that doesn't have to be the majority of your experience. It could be a very peaceful, I guess you just feel so proud and so pleased about what you've created with the occasional stressful day. And that's going to happen no matter what your pursuit is. And so what we want to do is we want to help minimize those stressful days by organizing your life and by helping you be more effective at managing your doTERRA business.
So the idea now is, why should we be more organized? And the first is obvious, is that we're more productive when we're organized. When I'm organized, whether it's in my desk or my mind, I'm a lot more productive because I can focus on what's important in that moment. I can focus on the people that need my help first. I can focus on the things that are going to drive more sales. We can focus on the things that are going to make us more happy in that moment, so that when it's work time, we can work. And then when we're at home, we don't have to worry because we're being productive and organized.
And productivity is a big issue in business. Wasted time is probably one of the biggest expenses that any business has. And a lot of that's because people are trying to work, but then they get distracted because they don't have their day lined out. They're not organized on what they should be doing or where they should be spending their time. And so, you end up on Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or looking through your Instagram or texting a friend or reading a book or listening to music or watching a YouTube video. We live in a world of so many distractions. And if you're not organized, that productivity is going to go just down the tubes. And you'll quickly learn that you'll come home at the end of the day, or if you're working from home, you'll talk to your spouse or friend at the end of the day, and they say, "How was your day at work?" And you have to kind of shrug your shoulders and say, "It was fine," knowing in your head that you didn't produce nearly as much as you should have just because you were not organized. And we've seen that in ourselves, and it's something that you have to do. You've got to set rules. You've got to set some organization, and so you can be effective. And that leads right into being economical. Time waste is money waste. And so if you're more organized, you're saving more money, and you're making more money, as well as you're able to make decisions that will save and make you more money.
And that goes with reducing stress, because the idea of the 9-to-5 job, if you're working a doTERRA business or you own your own company, should be, I'd say, thrown out the window in an idea. Because working from 9 to 5 on your own business might be great, but if you can get that same work done in 4 hours, do that and then focus on something else. Just because we've been programmed to work 9 to 5, if you're not going to be productive or economical, don't work 9 to 5. And that will reduce your stress. And so focus on the time of day that you're most productive, when you can think the clearest. Get your work done at that moment, whether it's in the morning or night, so that the rest of the day you don't have to worry about it. It reduces your stress.
And you know what? A lot of that comes with, we live in a digital age, and we're going to talk a little bit more about some organizational tools that you can use to help reduce clutter. And clutter is a big cause of stress. And you've got sticky notes everywhere, and you've got, receipts that you're looking for that were written on the back of, or an envelope, or a gum wrapper, whatever it may be. That's under your toddler's high chair or whatever.
Somewhere that you're going to absolutely remember where it's at.
Of course you'll remember where it's at. It's on the Target receipt, right? But by reducing clutter, you reduce stress. And by reducing clutter and digitizing, I guess, your schedule, your calendar, your contacts, you're better able to prioritize your life. You're able to look at what's most important, where should I be spending my time, and where should I not be spending my time. If there was a list that I could give people of just where not to spend your time, I think we would help people increase their productivity by 10 times, and today what we're going to do is we're going to give you a look at where to spend your time and on activities where not to spend your time.
Because when you do those things, you're going to be able to be more flexible. And back to the 9 to 5 idea. Are you just working in those allotted hours you've given to yourself, whether it's part-time or maybe you're doing doTERRA full-time? Are you taking full advantage of that time, or are you saying, my time on Facebook is important, maybe I need to go see what my downline's doing? And that can be beneficial if you're creating,
that is your answer.
Yeah, maybe you're creating a great relationship with that person. But if you find yourself, moseying off to YouTube or doing other things that are not fully productive, that's not making you, it's not reducing your stress, it's not prioritizing, you're not being flexible because you're in that time thinking you're working, but it's just taking your time.
We want you to have the flexibility and the freedom that when things come up that you weren't planned for, you're able to look at an organized schedule and say, you know what, I can do that today, and I can put these things off till tomorrow if I get these 2 things done today.
Because I'm organized and I know
you've
what
got your stuff straight.
Yeah.
You can't expect to be flexible or to feel free or unstressed if you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. And so what we want to talk about today, Kyle and I set out to build a tool that would help in this organization, that would help you find more freedom in your life. And we call it the Growdo Business Partner. And the Business Partner is a compilation of all sorts of tools and trainings that are focused on helping you grow a doTERRA business. So what we want to do now is give you a view of a few tools that are going to help you be more organized in your business.
And while we're pulling that up, I just wanted to know, Jordan's already said, and many of you may know Jordan from when he worked at doTERRA, but I worked there as well. And so we have a benefit of seeing the inside and a lot of the struggles and the pain points that wellness advocates have had. And so when building this tool, we've kept those pain points in mind when incorporating them into things such as the lead manager, which we're looking at right now. And so jumping right into the lead manager, what it is basically a way for you to organize and follow up with and rank and see the next step of those people who you're coming in contact with and talking with about doTERRA. So as you can see here, we have a list of people. On my account, we see their interest rating and their next step. And we're going to be talking about a few of these things here. But we're going to start off by doing a little demonstration of how this lead manager would work. And so as you saw, Jordan clicked on the add a new contact button. And so let's say that I talked to Jordan on the street today. So I'm going to put his basic information in here, whatever I got from him. And as we do that, this is going to be beneficial in the long run. So the more information you can get from them, the better. The address, the city, state, those are just icing on the cake. But what we're really interested in is maybe he's a 2-star for his interest rating. Saying, he sounded interested, but I don't know. I'll just have to follow up with him. Someone referred him to me is the source that I put. I'm able to create a new group. For example, if I wanted to say, he came from my church group. So that's beneficial because then I can go in and now add him to that group by clicking right here. And I'll select him from the church. So now he's associated with the church group. And if he's part of another group as well, I could do that and say maybe he's from St. George. And at this point, I talked to him. Someone referred him to me. We had a brief conversation about doTERRA. So when I click on that checkbox, a pop-up shows up asking if I'd like to continue the dialogue with Jordan.
And this is a really important part. doTERRA is all about relationships and building a network. Network marketing is about relationship marketing. It's about getting to know people and sharing with them a product that's changed your life and telling them how it can also change their life. And so it's all about continuing the dialogue. It's from moving to conversation. Sometimes it takes 15 dialogues or 15 conversations, 15 interactions to get someone to enroll. And you know what? That's okay. Other people, it's going to take 2 dialogues and 2 interactions to bring them to enrollment. And so what's so important about this step is it's no longer your burden to remember to set up a dialogue with a person. Instead, you hand the burden over to the business partner. So you say, yes, I would like to continue the dialogue with Jordan. I would like to take him out to lunch next week. And say, we're taking lunch. You choose the date. You want to take him out, and you just choose a random time. And then you can put in the message, talk to Jordan about peppermint or whatever it may be. And with this message, this is what's going to send to you. So you can go down and you want to send an email and send you a text to remind you on this day. Really what this has done is this has given you the ability to package the follow-up. You don't have to think about the follow-up anymore. You don't have to think about continuing the conversation, about continuing the dialogue. The business partner will then remind you. And so as you get those reminders throughout the day, you'll know, and you'll be able to, you can look over here. If we get out of here, you look at the hotspot, and you can take a look at your reminders each day of the things that are important for that day.
And with the reminders, like Jordan just said, it's very important that we follow up. That's something that I've struggled with, and we've noticed that it's a common concern amongst wellness advocates and business today in general. And so that's one of the major features that we've implemented into the business partner, so that you don't let those leads slip through the crack, and you let them know that you're truly interested and concerned with their well-being.
And let's give another example. Say we talked to Kyle and I gave him a sample, and it says, would you like a reminder to continue the dialogue with Kyle? Yes, I would. And so now I can follow up with the sample I gave him, and I can set a date and time to follow up with Kyle. It's really helping you to take control of the follow-up, take control of the conversation without having the burden of remembering everything and remembering to even check a schedule, because I know in the busy life of wellness advocates, even sometimes that's too much. And so getting these reminders sent to you during your busy life is a huge benefit.
And another huge benefit, and there's many with the business partner, we wish we could talk about all of them, but one great thing is that as you work with these leads and you categorize them and group them, and you move them through these next steps through getting them into doTERRA, you can filter them down. You can make sure that you're being productive by focusing on those people who, for example, if we wanted to look at a person's next step, maybe we want to see those people who we've given a sample to, but we need to follow up about that sample. And you can do that. The question is with your sticky notes or whatever system, if you can do that, that's great. What we've tried to do is help you to become more organized and productive by being able to filter down and look at the people who you need to work with.
So who's everyone you have ever given a sample to but not followed up with? Or who's everyone who's ever attended a class but never enrolled? You now have the ability to look at these people. You now have the ability to look who's everyone in my group who's shown very high interest in doTERRA but has not yet enrolled. It's really going to help you prioritize your life and be organized and spending time on the people that have shown the most promise. And with that, as these people enroll, it brings them to the other side of life, and that's part of your team. They're now enrolled in your downline, and this is a part that a lot of people don't spend enough time on or don't pay enough attention to. And so what we did is we created a team manager that allows you to do very similar things as the lead manager. You can upload and import all of your team in from a doTERRA CSV. And then you're able to track people from enrollment to elite. And this will help you to progress your team. It'll help you can mark them as status and look at the people who are inactive or preferred members or product users or business builders. And it's focused on letting you spend time on the people and on the steps that are most important. You can get on here and you can say who's everyone who still needs to get an active LRP, or who's everyone who still needs to host their first class. And you can organize your team in these ways in order to help you be a productive and a effective upline.
And how many times have you hosted a class or are in a particular area and trying to come in contact with your team in that area, and you've spent 3-4 hours trying to come up with a nice email or find all those emails of your team just so you can send a quick email to them letting them know that you're going to be in their area. So the good thing about the business partner is once you filter down and look at different groups or maybe people who are in an area who haven't got on the LRP yet, what you can do at that point is you can either check their names one by one, or you can select all, and then you can send a group message to these people. And as you can see, we've got their names and their emails here, and I can set a template if I do have one specified, or I can just, type my subject and my message in here and send it out to all those people. So talk about prioritizing and working efficiently. So comparison, 5 hours, 10 minutes. Where do you want to spend your time, and what's most important, working with your team or spending time with your family or sending an email?
It's really, I hope that this isn't too overwhelming, and I hope that this has been simple enough for you to understand. The real thing here is helping you to manage contacts, is what we've been talking about. We've also talked how you can manage a follow-up. And that's a huge benefit to your business, managing that follow-up. Now what we want to talk about is the day-to-day activities. I can't tell you how many times people have asked me, Jordan, what can I be doing throughout the day to be more effective? What should I be focusing my time on? And so we created 2 things to help out. First, we created a key indicators list. This key indicators list helps you to focus your daily activities on just a few indicators, like classes taught or samples given, new leads, one-on-one classes, leads contacted, and enrollments. My advice would be every activity that you do to try to increase your doTERRA business should affect one of these key indicators. In my opinion, if you are doing an activity that repeatedly that is not affecting any of these key indicators, then it most likely will not lead to growth in your business. And so if you're trying to pick activities or be creative for things, judge them against the key indicators and chart your key indicators to see, is this effective? Have I been using my time wisely? Hand in hand with that is the to-grow list. The to-grow list is a to-do list of things that will help you grow your business, things that you can do daily, as well as you have the option to add in your own to-dos below. These 2 things together will help you see more growth in your business and will help your time to be more organized. It's about focusing on the things that are going to bring growth and bring results, and not just about focusing on spending 8 hours a day in doTERRA mind. It's about being focused at the right times on the right things and seeing results from that.
And we promise you, as you're doing what Jordan just mentioned, by focusing your efforts based off the key indicators in the to-grow list, you'll come up with new ideas. You'll come up with things that could benefit those people who are on your team and yourself. So it'll help you to prioritize your efforts and your time.
And you will see success with doTERRA from doing that. You will see benefits, and we guarantee that. If you are following the key indicators, if you are doing the to-grow list items, and you do not see growth in your business, then contact us and we'll give you your money back, because we know that these tools work. And by organizing your life in this way, you will see more success in doTERRA. So, we've taken you just through a few tools. There's a ton more. We just launched a social media management tool that everybody is loving. It allows you to schedule posts and to use great doTERRA content. We have calendar tools, we have printables, a mastermind forum where you can meet with people all over the world who are wellness advocates. We have great personalized trainings and just so many things that we can help you with. But today our focus has simply been how you can be more organized. And so if you look at the tools that we've talked to you about, we now want to offer you a discount. So if you want access to these tools, we'll allow you to purchase these tools for only $90, which normally it costs well over $100. It's $957 a month times 12. We're looking at about $115, give or take. So you're saving some good money on this. You can purchase it at howtogrowdough.com/business partner, and then use the promo code ORGANIZE. This will give you access to all of these tools and the entirety of the business partner for only $90 for a year. It's really a steal of a deal.
And so if any of these things that we've talked about today ring true to you, whether about the time or the productivity or working or following up with your leads and your team, give it a try. Like Jordan said, the first thing about being productive and organized is doing something. And so our invitation is for you to try the business partner. We put a lot of hard work into it, and people love it. They're giving us great feedback. And the thing that we love about the business partner is that we know the mind of the wellness advocate. We are wellness advocates ourselves. We've worked with doTERRA for multiple years. And the thing is that we get to listen to you. If there's something that you would like change, or maybe an idea that you have, tell us and work with us. We work for you is what Jordan always says. And so once again, give it a try. Sign up today.
And we guarantee that your $90 will be well worth it, that you'll make much more than that with the organizational tools that you gain and with the opportunities you have to get trained and to improve your doTERRA business. We truly are grateful for you spending this time with us. We hope that it's been beneficial. And if you have any questions, please contact us through Facebook or at info@howtogrowdough.com. Thank you so much, and have a great day. I didn't like it as much as the first.